Hey everyone, welcome back to Digital Creators, the podcast where we help you craft stories that don't just sit on the screen. They leap out, shake your hand, and say, "Hey, you want to know something cool?" I'm your host, Nathan, and today we're tackling one of my favorite topics, the 7 steps to creating an awesome digital story. Whether you're making TikToks, documentaries, or that awkward video for your cousin's wedding, this is for you. So buckle up and let's dive in. I'll be real, digital storytelling is like cooking. You've got ingredients, a recipe, and in the end, you're hoping it doesn't end up burnt or tasteless. I'm going to break it down for you, but this isn't some bland instructional guide. Nope, we're keeping it spicy. All right, first up, owning your insights. This is like saying, okay, what's the real story here? It's not just, I went on vacation to the beach, but more like, I went to the beach, got sunburned, and realized I needed to slow down in life, or at least buy sunscreen with SPF 50. See the difference? It's the deeper meaning. Find that, and your story is already on the right track. But seriously, nobody wants the story of your sunburn unless you're hitting them with some emotional punch. Find your why, folks. Next, we're talking about emotions. Step 2 is all about owning your emotions. I mean, come on, who doesn't love a good tearjerker, right? Or even a laugh till you can't breathe moment. The best stories make you feel something. You've got to figure out how you felt during your story and bring that to your audience. Pro tip: it's okay if you get emotional over something small, like burning your toast. We've all been there. It's not the toast, it's the metaphor for life, baby. But for real, own your emotions. If you felt joy, sadness, or even confusion, don't be afraid to let your audience feel it with you. Now let's get to the juicy part, finding the moment. This is the part of the story where everything changes, the turning point. Picture it. You're watching a rom-com and they're about to kiss. Boom! This is your moment. But in your own story, it might be quieter, like realizing you left your umbrella at home just before it rains. Or bigger, like the moment you decide to change jobs or leave your comfort zone. Every great story has this turning point. Find it, because that's what's going to hook your audience. Without it, your story's just a soggy sandwich. All right, let's talk visuals. Step 4, seeing your story. Now, we live in the age of Instagram, so everyone's a bit of a visual storyteller these days. But there's more to it than slapping a filter on your story. Ask yourself, what does my audience need to see to get what I'm saying? A picture of your pet cat is cool, but if you're telling a story about, say, overcoming adversity, I better see something that drives that home. Maybe your cat giving you that judgmental stare when you eat the last piece of pizza. Sound is the unsung hero of storytelling. That's why step 5 is hearing your story. Your voice is what makes your story truly yours. I always say, if Morgan Freeman narrated any of my stories, they'd instantly be 10 times cooler. Unfortunately, he's busy, so that means it's on you to make your voice engaging. Throw in some ambient sounds too. If your story is about the time you got caught in a storm, let us hear the rain. Just don't drown out your voice, or people will think they're listening to a weather report. Okay, now it's assembly time. Step 6. Assembling your story. Think of it like building IKEA furniture, but hopefully with fewer missing pieces. You've got your images, your voiceover, maybe a bit of background music, and it all has to flow smoothly together. Here's where you'll start piecing it all together. But remember, don't overload your audience. Less is more. If your visuals, sound, and narration are all fighting for attention, your story's going to feel like a Black Friday sale. Chaotic. Keep it smooth and let everything complement each other. Trust me, your audience will thank you for it. And now, we're at the final step. Sharing your story. This is the moment where you take your beautiful digital creation and send it out into the world. It's like watching your kid go off to college, except with fewer tears, hopefully. Ask yourself, who is my audience? Where do I share this? And don't just chuck it on the internet and hope people will see it. Tell a friend to watch, or send it to that one person who always shares your stuff on social media. And of course, make sure it's polished. You don't want to be that person who posts a video with a typo in the opening frame. Let's avoid that nightmare, okay? And that's a wrap, folks. 7 steps to digital storytelling that'll take your content from meh to memorable. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, every good story starts with a spark. So go out there and set your audience on fire.